the morning, you'll be gone without warning. All the best players have gone out on loan. He's getting sacked in the morning.
Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to Sacked in the Morning, the football podcast that is, for the first time ever, streaming live over on Twitch. You can find us, you can join us on Twitch TV. Look at the description in the description for this show.
Easy for you to say.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's a cheap little plug, out of the way, nice and quick. I am Richard, I am your host each and every week, and this week I am joined by Tom. Hello, Tom, how are you?
Hello.
You well?
I'm good, thank you very much for asking.
Are you feeling football funky fresh and ready to go?
Absolutely fresher than loads of daisies.
All the daisies?
All of them, yeah.
All the daisies, I'm fresher than them all.
I've never been so fresh and so clean.
So fresh and so clean. Okay, good. We were supposed to be joined by another guest, but they have not chosen to join us. So this is going to be a little mini-sode, it seems, instead. So, Tom. What was your topic that you wanted to talk about?
So, I wanted to talk about a manager who's been a constant presence in the Premier League for the last almost 10 years and who will soon be leaving us. The longest serving manager in the Premier League as of right now.
Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen.
I was trying to think. I was like, 10 years? Wait, no.
Jurgen Klopp. Yes.
I was
took over in 2015.
thinking Roy Hodgson.
Yeah, it's not 9 years. Yeah, it's not Roy Hodgson now. He hasn't been at Palace. No, he's gone for Palace now.
Yeah, he's left already, hasn't he? Yeah, that's why I was like, wait, no, what?
Yeah, so, we're coming to the end of Jurgen Klopp's time at Liverpool now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he'll be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season after 9 years in charge. Pretty successful time in charge. You think? I don't know, if I look at your face, I'm not sure. I'm quite sure. But I would say absolutely. But we'll talk about that. What do you reckon about his time in charge, basically, of Liverpool?
Based on
End of an era.
Based on my team, he is massively successful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Hugely successful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Based against another team, maybe you feel that they probably should have won a little bit more than they did.
You kind of look like Jurgen Klopp a little bit with the hat and the beard going on at the moment.
Yeah, okay, so wait,
Just need the glasses. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah!
And
Sorry. Das ist gut, ja, wunderbar. I mean, as a Liverpool fan, obviously, when they took over, hadn't won a league for what, 20-odd years, nearly 30 years?
Well, when they won the league, it was 30 years.
Yeah.
But obviously, when he took over, it was 25.
So,
but obviously,
you would say he's brought you a league title, so
Yeah.
you'd be really happy with that, obviously.
Could be 2.
It probably should have been 2 already as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying if you're judging it as a Spurs fan, yeah, he's hugely successful.
Yep.
If you're judging it as a Man City fan, no, not particularly. Probably should have done more. If you're judging it as a Liverpool fan, you could probably go either way, but I think most people are probably going to go with we love him because he brought us a league title for the first time.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, like however long Liverpool should have been.
I think that'll be the longer lasting memory for Liverpool fans.
Yeah, probably. I think that he has probably warranted that kind of respect. Having said that, I don't know. I think it could go one of two ways, because it's not like they hadn't won stuff before he came.
Yeah, but they weren't winning stuff much.
No, but they were still
winning. No disrespect to the FA Cup and the League Cup, but those kind of trophies.
But then I would also say, well, they won a Champions League.
About 10 years before he took over.
They won European Cups. I mean, what is your definition of success?
I would say, obviously, recent success.
But then,
in terms of when he took over.
Recently, it's like, well, what have you done for me lately? I mean, this is why I don't get, this is a football thing. As football fans, we all have to live in the past. We have to. Because right now, who won the League Cup?
Liverpool. They won like a month ago.
Okay, so then there you go. They are the most successful team right now. Then,
Well,
like in this current era in time,
recent success,
in this current era in time, Liverpool are by far and away the most successful football
If you're looking
team
at that metric.
in England. Hence why you have to always look at the past.
That's what every team does, doesn't they? When they lose again, they're like, "All right, on to the next one." And you, as a football fan, you're like, still steaming from that loss, and you're like, "That's what they would to say." How dare they be positive? I'm so angry that they lost this game.
You are. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm like annoyed for like 5 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, well, not much can be done. Like the Champions League final. That's what I'll remember Klopp for, the bastard.
Oof! Ouch.
Hey man, would you?
You guys be more Pacific.
Well, I am a Spurs fan.
There you go.
2019 Champions League final.
Yeah, obviously I know that, but the viewers might not. So
I think we've mentioned that I'm a Spurs fan.
Well,
enough times,
yeah.
Apart from those who are just tuning in for the first time on Twitch, maybe you didn't know.
But also
that,
Liverpool
so.
have been in more than one Champions League final. They've
Yeah.
been 3. No, was it 4? 3, isn't it, with Klopp?
But how many did they win?
1.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it 3?
It was 1 against Madrid, wasn't it?
2 against Madrid.
2 against Madrid. Okay.
And 1 against Spurs.
Right.
Unless I've left one out.
Who cares?
Ouch.
I mean, by that definition, you'd say that he's actually not that successful. 3 cracks at a Champions League. He's only won 1.
I mean, but as an Arsenal fan, as a Spurs fan, just won Champions League.
I mean, as a Spurs fan, I'm really happy that we got to the final, to be honest with you. I mean, that was an ecstatic moment for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's been points, and I've looked at Liverpool and the last 10 years, and I thought, why can't Arsenal do something like that? Hire a manager like Jurgen Klopp, and go from where were they in the league, 6th or 7th in the league when he took over, or something like that, and then gradually build the team up and win the Champions League, win the league. He's won every trophy he's competed in, I believe, at the moment, apart from the one holy grail, which is the Europa League.
But he could win that this season,
He
right?
could.
Yeah.
He's a losing finalist in that as well. So, could set that right. That's the one that Liverpool fans all want. That Europa League success.
So I would say in response to that obviously shows you that what we've been saying all along is that stability and longevity are usually the best ways to success. You might get quick, short, sharp response. Of course you can. And that case is even more true if you just chuck buttloads of money at it. Obviously, how Chelsea did it, how Man City did it.
Yeah.
But Man City's most successful period, for instance, is their most recent period where they've had stability.
Yes.
So I would always argue that stability and longevity are the best ways to get success. And I think that Arsenal, if they stick with Arteta, will probably get there eventually.
You look at season on season, it's been gradual improvement every season.
But on the flip side of that, I would also turn around and say, as an outsider looking in, even though I would say, yes, he's been successful, I do not think he's been as successful as he could have been. I do think that there have been sporadic, erratic shifts in Liverpool over the past 10 years or so.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking about Arsenal, but yeah.
No.
Liverpool. They've had a couple of seasons under Klopp, haven't they?
That they've just been,
Yeah, they've been, I think since they won the league title, I think that might be why. Because once you reach that high, they've had a couple of seasons when they fell off a little bit. Last season they finished 5th, didn't make the Champions League. Mm-hmm. This season they're obviously, right in the title race with 10 games to go. So they have seasons when they're up here, they have seasons when they're down here.
Yeah.
They fluctuate.
Which is why I'm saying it's a little bit erratic and maybe means that he probably could have had more success than he actually had.
Yeah, I mean, it's a credit to Liverpool that they have stuck by him as well within those couple of seasons where things haven't gone wrong. I mean, they could have easily waved goodbye last season, right?
Yeah.
Or then to make the Champions League. I mean, a club like Chelsea or Man City might have done.
True, yeah. But then the other thing is who's out there, so...
Yeah. They could have got Roy Hodgson back, right? Or
Oh yeah,
Brendan
Rodgers, yeah.
So I think it's a testament to that. I think it's very hard considering how dominant Man City have been.
Mm-hmm.
Could he have won more league titles? Maybe, but Man City have been a juggernaut at points in the last 5 years or whatever. So it has been very difficult to compete with them. Although Liverpool haven't spent much money there.
Liverpool haven't really,
spent a lot of money,
but they've not done what Man City or Chelsea did, for instance. They've spent money, of course they have. They've spent a lot of money, but
there's been a couple of seasons when it's gone to the last day and they've lost out to Man City. Twice. Yeah, true. I think they'll buy players for positions they need.
Oh, hang on.
So.
I think he's here.
Oh.
My apologies. Sorry, we started without you because we didn't know. I figured you were dead.
Not yet.
Yeah. I was. Don't listen back to this show, then, man. All right. I don't want you to hear what I said about you.
Don't worry about it.
Right. Okay. Well, we will quickly recycle back then a little bit, and we'll come back to the beginning a bit. So, hello, Varun. Welcome to your first appearance on Sacked in the Morning and any Rich T Entertainment show. How are you?
I am good. Thank you very much for having me. This is my debut, obviously. I think we had this plan for months now. I think you wanted me in here at some point.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I couldn't join you, but finally we are here. So look forward to it.
It's good to have you here. So can you give us a quick introduction of yourself, your footballing background, any team that you support that you might want to focus on in future or anything like that?
Okay. Wow. So my football, my background, I come from India. So where, cricket is everything. Cricket. So at a very young age, it was all cricket. It was never football. I think I got into football was in high school, sometime in high school years, towards the end. Whenever, I don't know how high school works over there. It's like the final 2 years of the high school. So that's when I got introduced to football through one of my friends, and he was a Chelsea fan, and there was another friend. He was a Manchester United fan. Just like a good old story. I'm like, okay, what is this football? Blah blah blah. And then my brother introduced me to FIFA, the game FIFA, right? And for some reason, I think I know why the reason though. If you look back, it's because the first club that pops up by default in the English Premier League would be Arsenal, to be A on the top. And then you just start playing with Arsenal, and then from 2008, you're an Arsenal fan. So
smart man.
I never really experienced I never really experienced those invincible years, all those glory days. But it's been a miserable years, I guess, until they won the FA Cup in what? Oh my God, I don't even remember. 2012, 14?
14.
I don't know, after 10 years or something. Yeah. So that was it. I'm an Arsenal fan. So now you know. And Rich, I know you're a Spurs fan, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, but it's okay because he's an Arsenal fan as well.
Yeah,
so
and I do remember the glory days.
Yeah.
Let's go.
98, the Invincibles. I remember all that. Vaguely at this point.
Yeah, we're old. Yeah, we get it. But yeah, so we're even now. So there's me and Phelan who are Spurs fans, and then you two who are Arsenal fans. So
it's a nice balance of teams.
Yeah, brings equilibrium to it all.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And I obviously know you. We worked together in Armenia. That's where we met. So Varun is also a UEFA B qualified coach.
Okay.
So basically, Tom, you're the only one that doesn't know anything about football. In
Wow,
this
thanks very much. Yeah. Well, I'm an Arsenal fan. That's all that matters.
He's our stat man. If we need to go to him for dates or stats or anything like that, he's the man we go to.
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as dates, but years, I'm pretty good.
But anything regarding like actually how the game is played or anything like that, just ignore him. He doesn't know.
Thanks, man.
So we are currently talking about Jurgen Klopp. It was Tom's topic.
Basically, obviously he's coming to the end of his time at Liverpool, and we're just discussing has he been a success there, for the last 10 years or not? What legacy has he left at Liverpool, really?
Yeah.
More than anything.
So that's what we were in the middle of talking about when you so rudely interrupted.
Ouch.
All the time. I'm known for this. I'm famous for rudely interrupting people all the time. So look forward to more of those.
Fantastic. I look forward to it greatly. And you look forward to me getting annoyed when I'm trying to say something like sign off or do a link or something like that,
What?
and you interrupt
Hello?
me.
Hello? What?
Yeah, like
Hold on.
us.
Hello? What?
Yeah. Just like that. Phelan does it all the time as well, and I'm like, I start talking and then he starts talking, and I'm like, okay. I'll wait.
Yeah.
So I'm of the opinion that as a Spurs fan, yes, he is hugely successful, obviously, because I'm a Spurs fan, so we don't win anything. As a fan from a team like Manchester City, you would say that perhaps he probably isn't that successful because he hasn't really done that much. And I said as a Liverpool fan, I think the majority of them will have the opinion that he won us our first league title in 30 years, so we love him.
Yeah.
But there will be some that could think that maybe he could have done a little bit more.
It's difficult with Pep in the league. It's really difficult with Pep in the league. I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win this season. I know Arsenal fans would, want this. They've also been waiting for so many years now.
Yeah.
But I think I really, for the sake of the Klopp legacy, he could win another title. I really feel he could win another title. But again,
over an Arsenal title?
oh, hold on. But again,
No,
this
I wouldn't go
thought
that
comes
far.
back like, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? But yeah, I mean, look,
Oh,
I think he has been in Pep's shadow for most of this legacy period, let's say.
yeah.
How long is it? Is it 10 years? 9 years?
9 years.
9 years, yeah.
Wait, so who came first? Was it Pep at City or Klopp at Liverpool? Who came
Klopp was
first?
first. Klopp came
Klopp
first.
was first
Klopp
at
was
Liverpool,
first,
yeah.
Klopp first.
I think Guardiola was a couple years
So
later.
was it just the following year that Guardiola joined City?
1 or 2, wasn't it? Yeah, it wasn't that much longer.
I think it was. It might have been the year after, because I think he took over when Leicester won the league. The year that one, just after they won the league.
Makes sense because City were rubbish
Oh,
that season.
oh.
weren't they?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Tom,
Yeah.
Rich introduced you as you're the guy for the data and the dates. Come on.
Yes. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was 2016, and then Guardiola had a pretty mediocre season to start with, didn't he?
Yeah.
His first season.
Yeah. And then the second season, it all took off. Really. I mean, if you're writing the script for the Premier League this season, like Klopp leaving with a league title is probably what the script writers want, isn't it? Really? I mean, the only other angle you could say is it's 20 years since Arsenal won the league, so that would make a good story if Arsenal did win the league this season. No one wants Man City to win the league again.
If that happens, I'm going on Twitter and yelling, "It's rigged! It's rigged! It's all scripted! It's all scripted!"
Yeah, I don't doubt that some football is scripted, rigged. With money's involved.
Well, we have a firm belief. Well, I don't know if he actually genuinely believed, but we have a firm belief that football is actually scripted because there was one game we saw. We saw a game where before the game, it looked like the ref turned to someone else and went
3-0.
Was it 3? It was like 3-0, yeah, like that, and then he went And then he started the game, and the game finished 3-0. And we're like,
I think it's just a wild coincidence.
it's probably just a crazy coincidence, but could you not? I mean, that is bizarre,
That was Liverpool
right?
as well.
Was that Liverpool?
That was Liverpool.
Which
Liverpool
game?
Man City. It was Liverpool Man City in Champions League. Liverpool won 3-0. Liverpool won 3-0.
But it cut to
This
the
one-
ref just before he started the game. You know when it says like who the officials and that are, and it comes up, and he's like looking at his watch, checking all his watches, and then he looks up at what looks like the fourth official and just goes like that. And it was like, I swear he said 3-0, yeah, like that. He was probably not. He was probably going like three minutes, yeah, good or something like that to start or something. But it was just the fact that it finished 3-0 was like, are you serious?
That is a mad conspiracy theory out there going. Yeah, you gotta have that
X-Files
music.
music.
Yeah.
So one argument I would say for Klopp is he did win the Champions League before Guardiola did with Man City.
Yeah. Very true.
So
No,
that's
look,
something I'd
there-
give him.
There is no doubt, I would say, Klopp's legacy at Liverpool at Premier League these few years, it's definitely a hit. Top
Yeah,
notch.
he'll be a
great.
hero.
It's an
Yeah,
amazing
as a
club.
hero.
He will be a hero. Whoever says otherwise, I don't know. It's not easy to win anything in Premier League. Okay, let's start with that, especially when you have Pep running around playing tiki-taka or whatever football you want to call it. But yeah,
Yeah, it's laughing.
winning championship. And it wasn't easy, It's not like Pep won it easy all the time. And Klopp gave a good run. Come on, you get 90 plus points and still don't win the league.
Yeah, a
Happens.
couple of times, not every time. Pep has had it easy quite a few times, I would say. There's only been a few seasons where he's really been pushed.
I mean, there's a couple of seasons
True.
with Liverpool over 90 points, right, and didn't win the league.
Yeah,
So,
but I'm
still-
not having it that like Pep has like always been pushed. That no, I'm not having that. No, because there are seasons where City have basically walked it.
Uh,
I hope you're not referring to last season.
No,
definitely
no,
not.
no.
No.
But
But we all know that was coming, though.
But yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
But that's what I was saying. At the expense of an Arsenal Premier League, you'd want Klopp to win the league and go off out of the league like that, would you?
I said that. I keep saying that, and I regret it every time I say it. Because I'm just a huge fan of the Klopp's football.
Yeah,
It's just so aggressive. I love the Gengo. What is it? Gengo? Jagen?
Mm.
I love that. I love that style.
I would rather that scenario than Man City win the league again.
Yeah, I mean, as an outsider
Rather.
looking in, I'd rather either team won it than Man City won it again personally. And I that is because I don't care if Arsenal are successful or not. It really doesn't. But I'm not one of those Spurs fans that's like, I'd rather every Tottenham player get murdered violently in their beds than Arsenal win the league. Like I'm not one of those. I don't care. It's like I care what my team does, and if we're not good enough to win it, I don't give a shit.
So when
who
Tottenham
does.
play Liverpool and Man City in about a month's time, you want Tottenham to throw the game.
That's not what I said. If you listen to what
No,
I said,
yeah, no, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
I want my team
But
to
Spurs
do well.
fans will want to do that. Though.
Yeah,
They'll
Spurs
be like,
fans will.
lie down, let Liverpool win.
Yep, like let the other teams win so that Arsenal doesn't win the league, and I
Yeah.
think that is so stupid, and I personally don't think that makes
Guarantee
you...
that will happen.
Yeah, it will.
When
Of
they
course
play,
it will.
when they play each other.
I mean that happened the first time.
Unless, but Tottenham are trying to get in the Champions League, aren't they? So
Yeah.
they've got something to fight for.
I still think that there will be Spurs fans out there that'll be like, I'd rather we don't get Champions League than Arsenal win the league.
Yeah, maybe.
Look, I think it works both ways. When the Spurs made it to the Champions League finals, Arsenal fans weren't happy, They were hoping,
Yeah.
Liverpool has to win it.
The
You know,
difference is
not because-
there, but the difference is
Go
that
on.
there was nothing on the line for Arsenal, so they like that season was finished, so it didn't really matter. And B, Liverpool aren't really a rival of Arsenal's, so it made sense to go, I want Liverpool to win, because it's like, whereas if you were like, well, I would rather like Liverpool win the league than Spurs get in the Champions League. it's that kind of, like it's because in that situation, I mean, if it was Arsenal and Liverpool playing in the final of the Champions League, I mean, I personally wouldn't give a shit who won, but it would be funnier if Liverpool won for me, because then I can rub it in his face a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
So, but
Understand.
deep down, I don't actually care. I cared about the 2019 final, obviously. That I cared very much about, and that's why I hate Klopp, and I can't wait for him to leave.
Ouch.
But yeah, I don't know. I still think that because football fans are stupid, as we've literally just been discussing,
Thanks.
and yes, I'm talking to all of you out there in the world. You are all stupid. There will be Liverpool fans that will say, it's about time he went. He should have gone years ago. He's washed up, isn't he? I mean, he won us the league, but then what did he do for us after that?
I swear there were some fans last season that were like, Klopp out.
Yeah.
He's done all he can do.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? As an outsider looking, and you're like, what? After all he's done for Liverpool,
Yeah. So, because football fans are stupid, there
Yeah.
will be some out there that are like that.
Going back, I don't think Arsenal started particularly well this season. I think they were very slow in getting goals and stuff.
Yeah.
So same with Man City. If you see last season, I think they started poorly. I think the beginning of the season was really bad, but they picked up where it mattered, which is after the winter, after the Christmas.
Yeah.
I think that's what Arsenal is doing now. So that's why there is more hype and hope for Arsenal fans. Like, oh, this time they can do it. They've been banging goals in Jan, Feb, March. So this is when you're supposed to pick up the pace. So that's why it's more exciting.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And I think the one team that's been consistent relatively, I'm guessing this season was Liverpool. I don't think Man City were great either, particularly. Well, in the beginning of this season with Haaland, I don't think he was really scoring many, right? In the beginning of the season. Took a while for him.
He went on a bit of a drought, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's still the top goal scorer in the league. So,
but he hasn't blown it away.
He hasn't blown away
like he did
no,
last
not,
season.
no, not as he was last season. No, but he's still the top guy in the league.
I mean, yeah, we've just got off of Klopp a little bit there.
We
so
have,
let's steer it back around. So you said Liverpool were the most consistent. Yeah, so you said Liverpool are the most consistent. So that's a good little link. Well done, thank you. You got a host's mindset.
I think that obviously Klopp would have been more successful for Liverpool if Guardiola wasn't around. In a different period.
But then I would still bring back my argument that I said months and months and months ago, is that Klopp is a little bit of an inconsistent manager in general. I mean, you've only got to look at what he did at Dortmund.
Yeah.
One season they're phenomenal, next season they're average, then they were pushing Bayern again, then they got, right down.
They were, fighting relegation for most of that last season, I think.
He's a little bit inconsistent anyway. I think that's just how he is.
Look, to be fair, let's go a little tacticals here, right? To be fair, compared to Pep, Klopp's tactics are very one-dimensional, but they're very good one-dimensional. They're really good one-dimensional. They're very aggressive constantly. It's, when he said, whenever he's leaving Liverpool, I'm running out of the energy, the quote, it's him. He's literally passing all that energy to his players. It's fantastic. That's one-dimensional, but still, it's like a proper one-dimension. If you're really good at coaching at this one thing, it will work. Go for it. Really go for it, right? But Pep, I'm guessing, is more reactive. He really wants to control the game, be there in the game. He's managing bit by bit. Like this minute to this minute, we are doing this. This minute to this minute, we are doing this. Whether they're trailing by 1 or 2 goals, whether they're leading by 1 or 2 goals. It's very controlled. Feels more controlled. And Klopp's, I wouldn't say the same. That's where the whole consistency and inconsistency comes.
If you're going to describe them, Klopp is like the ADHD 5-year-old that's hopped up on sugar and coke. And I would say that Guardiola's more like the introverted, stressed out 15-year-old that doesn't quite know if they're popular or not. Because he overthinks himself a lot,
Right,
is what I was trying to
right,
get at.
I get, right, yeah.
Klopp's just like, I love everything! Woo! Whereas Guardiola's a bit
Right.
like, I'm going to play Edison in midfield this week and put Haaland in goal because the competition will never expect that.
Yeah, totally. I would say Liverpool have probably been, other than Arsenal, obviously, the team I've enjoyed watching in the last few years just because of Klopp's style. You know.
Over the past few years, yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
definitely.
probably
I mean,
say so, yeah.
Salah's been one of my favourite players to watch for a long time now.
I mean,
Oh,
you've only got to look at how good he got, how the best he got out of him, really, don't you? I mean, everyone thought he was washed up when he basically left Chelsea. So,
absolutely, absolutely. And when they signed for Liverpool, I'm like, what the fudge is going on here? Right? Like,
mm.
Salah, Salah,
Yeah.
Salah, the same Salah.
I mean, it was harsh because he didn't really
You
get a
just-
chance to show what he was capable of at Chelsea, really, did he?
Well, it's like De Bruyne as well, the same
Well,
thing, isn't
yeah,
it? You know,
exactly.
so-
De Bruyne, Lukaku.
Do you guys remember following him in Roma? Was he really good in Roma? Is that
He
why
had a
Klopp
pretty
wanted him?
decent,
Pretty
yeah,
good,
he was
yeah.
pretty decent in Italy.
He wasn't
but-
hitting Liverpool numbers.
No, he wasn't like blowing the
yeah,
competition
pretty-
away.
pretty
but
good,
he was the player that you thought, yeah, he's all right. You know, yeah, like he'd probably be able to do all right at like a mid-table Premier League team. You know, maybe one pushing for Europe or something, but. You wouldn't have thought he would have got the numbers that he did when he signed.
No,
For
it was
Liverpool,
a surprising signing when Liverpool signed him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was, this is the guy who failed at Chelsea.
Yeah.
More than it was the guy who didn't get a chance to play at Chelsea.
There's lots of players that didn't really get the chance at
Yeah,
Chelsea, though, isn't
exactly.
there? So, all right. So let's start wrapping this up then, shall we?
Yeah, go on.
So let's start. Varun, where do you think Klopp's legacy with Liverpool and in the Premier League? What do you think?
It's a hit. It's a hit for me. It is a successful era, or whoever says whatever. I know, stop comparing it to Pep at City. No, it's really difficult to win anything at this level, and he won
Yeah.
so many things with Liverpool with nothing like it's not like some crazy budget, still reasonable budget for a team like Liverpool with money and everything. I think he did a really good job. It's definitely a hit and a success for him. Absolutely.
I as a Tottenham fan, like I said, yeah, absolutely. Everyone should bow down and worship him as a Liverpool fan because look at what he delivered to you, you know, over, the 9 years he was there. So, but I think that there will be a lot of stupid Liverpool fans that will be like, yeah, I think this is about 4 years too late, really, isn't it?
I don't think they're that stupid.
There are some, please. There are stupid football fans everywhere. So
I bet they are.
But I think that he'll go down as a very memorable. He only won one league title, but I do think that the way his team worked, and he probably should have won at least one more, maybe two. I mean, he got he pushed City all the way to the limit on that one season, didn't they? And what did they miss out by? What was it? 2 points, 1 point?
Twice on the final day, they missed out.
Yeah. So yeah, so you'd say that he could have had 3. He could still have 2. Yeah, definitely think that the league will miss him, and I don't know where Liverpool go from here. That's the
question
thing,
as well. Yeah, what happens to Liverpool from here? Yeah.
So Tom, round us out then. Your topic.
Yeah, obviously he'll go down. I think as a Liverpool legend. Definitely, and Liverpool's a pretty good place to go and become a legend, really, isn't it? With their rich history, Yeah, he'll go down with the Paisleys and the Shankleys and
all of them.
All the
Paisleys and
Liverpool
Shankleys.
legendary Liverpool
Dalglish
managers.
is.
I think he'll go down as one of the best managers in Premier League history. Yeah, definitely. Not obviously compared to Ferguson or Guardiola, but in
Mourinho.
Around that category. Yeah.
Which I would say is harsh on Mourinho because he won more league titles than him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing it like a top 10, I imagine Klopp will be in that top 10, wouldn't he?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he'll go down as a Premier League legend, yeah, and it's very interesting to see what will happen with Liverpool next season and where they go from here.
That's the thing, don't know where they go.
That's it. Who's the next Liverpool manager? Will it be Xavi Alonso?
That's what a lot of the chatting's about, isn't it?
Yeah, Bayern Munich wanted, didn't they?
But I can only see that being a failure for him as well.
Well,
I mean,
follow Klopp.
Yeah.
Well, someone's got to follow him.
Yeah, but do you want to be the guy that comes in and follows Klopp, and B, as a former Liverpool legend, come in and potentially tarnish your reputation in that?
Yeah, possibly.
But then you'd think, well, it's a really good team, so now will be the good time to come in, right? Because it's a good side, and I could do something with it. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's only he can make that decision.
These transition periods are never easy for any club. Manchester United, Arsenal, you see, these are never easy.
Oh,
So
Man
what I
United,
would
yeah,
say,
definitely.
what I would suggest for Liverpool is not hire like a top coach. Maybe just hire like, I don't know, Andy Carroll. Is he still playing? Just get in there
Oh, I don't know. I got that
and then,
far.
no disrespect to Andy Carroll. Great player, fantastic. But yeah, just
Yeah.
get a shitty manager in there, get all the booze, and just get over it, all the mess, and then you get the better coach, whoever you think is going to work.
Bring in an Evertonian.
Yeah, just
Someone,
get Roy Hodgson
Duncan
for a season.
Ferguson.
Roy Hodgson to come in for a season and to mess things up, and then
Exactly.
Okay. Did you have a topic that you wanted to bring up, or are you happy, Varun?
I was actually hoping to talk something about the English national team
Yeah. Bring it up.
because
Yeah.
they have a match now, soon, sometime soon.
Half an
They
hour
have
it
a
kicks
match.
off.
yeah,
Yeah.
about half an hour. Yeah.
30 minutes. So I wanted to actually hear about the future of Southgate
Yeah.
with the national team. How do you guys see it working? Are you guys satisfied? Are you guys happy? Do you guys believe in whatever he's putting out there with the quality in his hands?
Well, we've already discussed this on a previous podcast, so I would say go back and listen to that one. Thank you very much, Varun, for your topic. No.
I don't think we've specifically talked about.
No,
Southgate.
we've touched upon like Southgate in quite a few episodes, haven't we? It always seems the same topics seem to keep getting brushed over each one.
Right.
But yeah, specifically talking about him, and I'm guessing what you think of him right now and what we think about the potential future with him, right? Is that what you're trying to go on about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys like? Yeah, I don't mind this guy taking England to the next, I don't know, 3, 4 World Cups and next 4 Euros. Are you
Oh
guys
no, I don't
okay
think I
with
go that
that?
far. I don't think I go that far.
See, I'm going to turn around and say, I don't really have a strong opinion, but then I'm going to start speaking and it's going to sound like I have all of this really pent up passion and it's like, I always do that. Like, I don't really care, but then I'm like, hang on a minute, you and all you stand for. Obviously, there was a massive crest and a wave when he first came in and like the success, not in trophies, but
No.
the progression of the English team was like, wow, we're actually reaching semi-finals and finals and things like that.
Yeah.
Looking back with a little bit of hindsight, you could turn around and say, yeah, but we didn't really do it with a lot of flair and panache. And I think that got lost a little bit in
but I don't care about that.
the emotion of it kind of washes you up with it. And then you look back and you think, well, we weren't actually that good. We just got the results that we needed, which, I mean, at the end of the day, is all you can really ask for a boss, right? Is just get the results. I am constantly saying this. I do not care if my team is the most boring team in the world if they win things. Doesn't bother me at all. Problem is he's not winning stuff.
Yeah, there has to be a point when he wins.
Yeah, it has to happen at some point in order to forgive him for that.
Yeah.
And you turn around and say, you know what? Who cares if he keeps picking Jordan Henderson and Harry Maguire and we're playing crap? We won a World Cup. We won a Euros.
Yeah.
Who gives a crap? It doesn't matter. I think he has to win something. And personally, I don't see that happening. Me and Phelan both share this view that we probably had our chance and we didn't take it. And now we're going to start sliding back down again into quarterfinalist kind of territory. I'm not very confident for the upcoming Euros, to be honest with you. So,
why do you guys think? What do you think? What do you think is missing? What do you think is really missing? It's always there. You can feel it. Like they're so close. They're so close to winning something. But what is that missing ingredient?
Killer instinct.
I'm going to say it's not something that's missing. It's something that is there and needs to be removed. And if I turn around and say England are very Spursy, then you probably understand what I'm talking about.
Yes. Harry Kane cost England the World Cup. He's a curse, and don't care how many goals he scored. He needs to go.
I always had this theory. You know who cost the World Cup for England? It's Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy.
Yep.
Your beloved.
Why is that exactly? Why?
Because of all the Spurs players, I guess.
Oh, right.
No, because I remember it was okay. Let me just let's just go back. Okay, 2010. Who won the World Cup?
2010.
Who won the World?
Oh, Spain.
2010. Right, and the majority of the team was from which clubs?
Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Who was coaching Barcelona?
Guardiola, right?
Okay.
I don't know. Don't ask me, man.
Let's go. Let's move forward. 2014 World Cup. Who won the 2014 World Cup?
Germany.
And the team members predominantly from
Bayern Munich.
And who was coaching Bayern Munich back then?
Guardiola.
No. Have you just unlocked the secret?
No.
Sorry, go on.
Need more Man City players.
We're going 2018 World Cup. Okay. 2018 World Cup. Guardiola is at Man City. He has all this English core. He's trying to buy an English course. I think. And then he wanted that summer. I remember before World Cup, they wanted Harry Kane. And then there was my man, Daniel Levy, stopping everything in his power to happen this transfer. He stopped. He was there. I think if Kane moved to Man City that season, I think England would have won the World Cup. I blame not just Daniel Levy. I blame Harry Kane. I really think they should have made the transfer. I know I hated it. I would have hated it, like another year of domination from Man City. No, thank you. But for the sake of England national team, I guess.
I would say, in my opinion, and I think a lot of fans' opinion, this is the last chance this summer.
Yeah, I would agree.
However,
feels like it in this country. It feels like this should be his last chance.
I think this is the last realistic chance. However, I don't think the FA think that.
No.
And he will.
No, I think the FA will extend his contract if he makes it to finals again.
Well,
Even if he doesn't win, if he makes it to finals.
I've been reading recently that he's linked with the Man United job.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. I would love that. Everybody would love that. Everybody other than Man United fan would want that to happen.
He'd be stupid to take that job.
Yeah.
Surely. It's just Manchester United we're talking about.
But I don't think that Man U would be happy with that either, because, again, Southgate is doing what he's doing at the moment with the absolute creme de la creme that this country can produce at his disposal. He goes into that United team with although Harry Maguire's there, so he'll love to go there, won't he?
Of course, yeah. Unless he wins the Euros this summer. If he wins the Euros this summer, then Man United fans will be like, "Oh yeah,
yeah." But I don't see that happening.
No.
I think that he got given a lot of leeway early on because of what he was doing, and he was bringing a bit of passion and belief back to us as English people. We were a bit more like, holy crap, we're actually capable of doing stuff now. But the the screw has started to turn a little bit when he's not picking the players that are clearly in form and he sticks to his tried and tested. That's where he's lost a lot of leeway with fans now.
Yeah, the squad gets announced, Maguire's in it, Henderson's in it, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
Calvin Phillips. Although this time he didn't get called up.
And then there was like Sterling was getting called up all the time when he wasn't performing well. And it was like, why do you keep calling Sterling up? And then he drops him, and then he starts performing fantastically and doesn't call him back up. And it's like, what is going? Why? What is your decision-making process?
I mean, to be fair, he's been rubbish recently.
Recently, yeah, he doesn't deserve to be back in the squad again. But earlier
earlier in the season, absolutely.
Yeah, he should have been back in the squad again. And it was like, what are we doing? What's going on here? You know?
Sorry. Yeah, by far, like me being in football since 2008, I don't know, back then the English team head coach was Capello, I think, Fabio Capello. I think that's who I remember, the first English football team coach for. Since then, this guy is by far the best coach I've seen for the English national team, by far. Okay. Yeah. I know he's not winning trophies. Look, it's obviously very different, right? Managing a national team from a club team. You're not in touch with the players week in, week out, right? When it comes to that, a lot depends on man management. I think that's what he's good at. Tacticals,
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
He's managing really big egos there, really big egos, and he's doing it really well. I think that's what makes this team push through games and get those results. But when it comes to the killer instinct or whatever you're asking for, that comes with, I don't know, reacting to games when it's happening, But I don't think he has the tactical acuteness when it demands. Yeah. I think that's where he's lacking. That's where they're not able to go all the way. But the reason why they're doing so well, results-wise, not to the eyes, but results-wise, is because I think he's doing really well with the whole management thing.
I agree with that assessment. I think that even the players themselves were just like, they're like, it's a whole different environment when you go to England now. It used to be very toxic and no one ever really enjoyed going to play for England. But he's kind of made it a little bit more, exciting and fun. The media have said that it's a whole different environment. I agree with the man management side of things. But yeah, when push comes to shove, if you want to call it killer instinct, if you want to call it tactical nous, if you want to call it being Spursy, when he's up against the wall and he needs to make a decision to change a game, he doesn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to go to the next level. And I think that's what would make him a really good assistant manager, because he can deal with the man management side of things. But you need someone or himself knowing as a manager, okay, I lack that tactical nous. I need to go and find myself a better tactician. Why would you stick yourself with Steve Stone and Steve McLaren?
Yeah, Steve.
Exactly, right? Exactly. Like I'm sure there are like way better tacticians out there and who absolutely suck at people management. They don't know shit about that. Keeping things in order, but they'll be really good at tactics. Get one of those guys on board,
Yeah, that's. I mean, you need to know that that's an area that you lack, right? If you can't do that side of the game, you need to find people that are well at that side of the game, not just your friends or people that you. I mean, you have to get on with them. I get that you have to get on with them, but there must be people out there. I mean, Steve McLaren had his chance, and
Yeah, totally. I mean, Southgate, as we said, has been successful to a point, and if he keeps going to tournaments and we keep getting to semi-finals and finals, it's still good. But we need to win something. No.
I mean, I still
can't go for the next 10 years getting to semi-finals and finals. I'm not winning.
I don't even think we're at that point anymore. I think that we're going to start sliding back back to our normality of England, quarterfinals kind of thing.
I mean, we were missed penalty away from a semi-final of the World Cup.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think that me and Phelan both share this point that we think that very much like Spurs, our time came and went and we didn't capitalise on it. You know, had we won that Euros, then I would be a little bit more inclined to think, you know what, we can build upon that. And that mentality is gone now. So we're still a good side. The likelihood is that if we get to that kind of stage, we're not going to bottle it. But the thing is I think that we've got to that stage and thought, this was our best chance. We're never going to get there ever again. And that mentality is kind of somewhere in the players' and if not, definitely Southgate's head. You know, I mean, bearing in mind what he went through in '96 as well, when that was a team that we were like, we are never going to get to this stage ever again. And he was the person responsible for us not getting past that next stage.
Yep.
That's got to be in his head. It has to be in his head that we were at a final in our own country, in our own stadium, in front of our own fans.
Semi-final.
No, the Euros.
Semi-final. It was a semi-final. Oh, you're talking about the last Euros?
The last Euros.
Oh, so I thought you were talking about '96.
No. The last
yeah,
Euros.
yeah.
Yeah. We were in a final, in our own stadium, own country, own fans, and we still couldn't win. I don't think we're ever gonna now. And no matter how much you want to put that thought out of your head, it's like a little demon on your shoulder. It's always going to be niggling in there, and it's going to affect the decisions that you make. You know, if we're in a game and it's really tight and he's like, it calls for something a little bit drastic, he might be a little bit more like, yeah, but if I do that and it backfires, people are going to be thinking, I know, I'll just put Calvin Phillips on instead for Jordan Henderson. Just a straight swap. That'll be fine. Just get some fresh legs in there. And he won't have the confidence to make those killer decisions, you know?
Yeah.
Call it killer instinct, call it whatever you want, but there's that thing in his head, and I think that means that we're never going to get as far as we should do anymore.
You know what? If this is what majority of the English fans are feeling about the national team going into the coming Euros, I think they'll do better. I think the pressure will be slightly off. I don't think there'll be what's that song again? It's coming home. It's
Oh
coming
no, that
home,
song will
right?
always be sung.
Three lines. Yes,
There'll be some.
yes, we'll always sing that.
If maybe if they go easy on that song, you know, take a step back, mellow it down. They might have a better chance this time. We never know.
But then you say that, but then there was a period where we were already in that mindset, and we were rubbish in that period as well. You know, I mean, we didn't
What
even
was it
qualify
that-
for 2006, did we? Because, I mean, like...
2008.
2008, sorry, yeah. We were already in the doldrums, and we were like, oh, what's the point, you know, like, and we didn't even qualify, so it's like...
It's not the same. This is no. I'm not. I'm not putting that English team. I know they had the Steven Gerrards and Lampards, and somehow that didn't work out that era. But
It's the manager.
again, credit to Gareth for the whole man management thing. I still have hope. I still have hope.
Mm.
Look, like I said, I think it's important for fans to understand it's not the same as club football. It's really different. Okay, it's more. I understand it's not exciting for anybody to sit and watch international games during international break. You know, it's different. It's a different ball game. I think Gareth is doing really well. For me, I think he's doing well for a national team. You know, he would suck at a club team if he goes to Man U. Great, more terrible years for them. Happy, but no. But for the national team, this is a good coach. This is a really good coach for a national team. Who would you replace with? Who would you replace with? You know, like it has to be.
Klopp.
Look, it has to be.
Klopp, he's available.
That would be exciting football, huh? Oh shit, Klopp
I'd
in
take
English.
it, absolutely.
Oh,
I'd
I
absolutely
would
take
love
it.
that. But I think Klopp wouldn't want that. That's the thing. That's the only difference.
No, I don't think he
Klopp
would.
would.
He'd want the
Nah.
Germany job, and I'm sure that would be available, wouldn't it?
You think it's going to be
It's gonna be
at some
available,
point soon,
yeah.
right? Yeah. I'm going to say, I still think even if he gets to the quarters this time round, the FA will be happy with him and they'll keep him around for another tournament.
Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't be.
no.
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be.
I don't think. I think quarters are no. It's dangerous. Semis. I think it's already dangerous. But is there a third place for the Euros? Is that a
Not for
thing?
the
Third
Euros, no.
place.
No.
Okay. Um, I think semi-finals is a minimum. I think anything less than that, I think he has to go. I think because that's the only thing that's keeping him so far. He's getting those minimum expected results. He should be there, final four, final two at least. That's what is keeping him in his job, right? Quarters, I think he's off. Quarters, I think.
Yeah, but you got to think it's the FA. The FA always makes really stupid decisions. So they'll look at it and go, yeah, but it's probably cheaper to keep him in place than find someone else. So let's just stick with that. It'll be fine. So I think that they'll still be happy with the quarters personally.
I don't think a lot of England fans would be, but yeah, I would agree.
Provided that we don't go out to like a small team in the quarters.
Yeah.
Like Iceland, for instance, I think if we got knocked out by Iceland, a team of that kind of size in the quarterfinals, then there'll be uproar. But we go out to like a
France
or Czech Republic or something like that, like one of the teams that not necessarily the big teams, but also the teams like a step below, Czech Republic, I'm not sure, Belgium, someone in that kind of level, then I still think, Denmark, that kind of, not the minnows, but not the also, if we get knocked out by a big team, of course, this is a moot point. Yeah. But like the team below, the step above the minnows, the step below the big teams, I think that if we get knocked out by one of them, they'll still be okay with that, I think. But
get knocked out by Scotland.
But yeah, get knocked out by Scotland, for instance, that would not go down well. No.
No.
Sorry. Should we transition to talking about the upcoming game we're gonna watch?
Before that, what we're going to do is we're just going to finish off this podcast. Now you're here, I'm going to do my Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
Because it makes sense now you're here. So when we do a proper show, a big show on Sacked in the Morning, we usually like to do a Hall of Fame. We haven't done one for the last couple of shows because one was a mini-sode and the last one I didn't have time because we decided to do it very quickly. But I've actually managed to sort out a Hall of Fame for you. And in honour of our debutante, our brand new guest, the topic this time around is Indian greats. So you will be choosing between two of India's most ranked players. So I found a list of five lists with Indian players on. All of them had different people, but the ones that were across the most are the ones I've selected. So one of these is across 3, one of them is across... one of them is across 4, one of them is across 3. So those are the two I narrowed it down to. So if I mispronounce anything, you can come in and help me, all right? Yeah?
I'm pretty miserable myself.
So your first choice is Pradeep Kumar P.K. Banerjee, who was born on the 23rd of June, 1936 in, this is where I'm going to struggle, Jalpaiguri.
I'm assuming that's wrong.
British India, which is now West Bengal. He began playing at the age of 15 with Bihar before starting his senior career at 18 with Jamshedpur, remaining only one season, where after a brief stopover at Arian, he ended up at Eastern Railway, where he would spend the rest of his career.
Eastern Railway?
We're
name for a team?
British India, remember?
Okay, right.
Railways were a big thing in India, weren't they? We brought railways to the world. You're welcome, by the way.
Sounds like a railway company.
I'm very personal.
Yeah, hey man, you know, if it weren't for us, you'd still be, walking on everywhere.
On elephants, go on to say it, elephants.
Yeah, on elephants, yeah. So we saved you. We brought you civilization. Banerjee made his international debut in 1955 at the age of 19. he would go on to make 52 appearances, including playing in 3 Asian Games and 2 Olympics, reaching a semi-final and scoring an equalising goal in a game in a 1-1 draw with France, where famously several players for the Indian team played barefooted.
Wow.
Reminds me of the Hurricanes. Do you remember that show?
Did they play barefooted?
One of the players did. It was really racist because he was
okay.
the African player.
Oh, I see.
And I remember
right.
there was an episode where they bought him boots to play. And he was like, I cannot play anymore, coach. I do not feel the ball. I do not feel the energy. Yeah, he had this accent and everything. I do not feel the energy. I need to feel the energy of the ball. And like they were trying to make him wear the boots because they had a sponsorship deal in place. And eventually they said, you know what? Because most unrealistic thing about this entire show, you know what? Take back your money. Our players' feelings are what's more important. And they let him play barefoot. That's the most unrealistic thing about that show.
I don't remember anything about that, but okay. I'll take your word for it.
We're the Hurricanes.
Remember the song?
Our champion spirit is here to stay. Anyway, he is considered part of India's golden generation and one of their holy trinity of legends. Injuries unfortunately forced him to retire in 1967 at the age of 31, before moving into coaching, managing the Indian and East Bengal national teams on multiple occasions. As stated, he played 52 times for his country, scoring 16 goals, and played, that we know of, because records are a bit shady, you know, not all of them are tracked, so he probably played a lot more than this. 246 times at club level, scoring 101 goals. He won 1 Asian Games gold medal, an AFC Asian Cup silver medal, 1 Colombo Cup, 1 league title.
Colombo Cup.
Colombo Cup, yeah. So Colombo is a city in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
So
you did win the Herschel Poirot Cup.
No. That's very racist of you.
Why is it racist? You're
Because-
just talking about detectives.
No, I'm talking about a city in Sri Lanka, you racist. God, man. Out of everything that's been said on this show today, that's the most racist thing that's...
Yeah, nowhere near.
No, he did not win the Poirot Cup. No, he won the Colombo Cup. Yeah, it's a South Asian tournament between India, Bengal, Sri Lanka, basically.
Okay.
So. 4 domestic cups. Given I don't know what this is, so you might have to help me out. Apparently, it's the second highest honour that can be given out in India.
Okay.
The Padma Shri.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically
yeah.
like an OBE.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
An Arjuna Award, a FIFA Order of Merit, Indian Footballer of the 20th Century, and 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards.
2?
2.
Wow. For 2 lifetimes.
Yeah, both of his lifetimes he won an award
wow,
for. He was
okay.
that great.
Wow.
Or will it be Baichung Boomer? And again, if I've mispronounced that, I apologise. He was born on the 15th of December 1976 in Tinkitam, Sikkim, India. He's nodding, so I said it right. That's fine. Yeah, he's all right with that. Oh, he's not going, where the hell is that?
Was he born in 76?
I don't know any of the players you mentioned except the last guy, Baichung Bhutia. We call him here, Baichung Bhutia.
Okay,
He's
there
more
you go.
known.
There you go.
Okay.
Baichung
So, yeah.
Bhutia.
But he was born in 76, right? So that's a bit more recent.
1976,
It's a bit more recent, yeah.
So, he began his senior career at the age of 16 after playing for several school and youth sides in India, switching between East Bengal and JCT for 6 years, winning a league title and numerous accolades during that time, including Player of the Year in 1996, all of which earned him opportunities with Fulham, West Brom and Aston Villa before signing with Bury, becoming only the second Indian player to play professionally in Europe.
Considering those options, he ended up signing for Bury.
They were trials basically.
Right.
So
Yeah.
And what division were Bury in at that point?
they were in Division 2. at that point.
Right. Okay.
But still, how many Indian players can you name that played in any higher? Yeah, he's the second only Indian player to play in Europe, let alone in Britain.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. He returned back to India in 2002 after Berry were placed in administration. So he wasn't even let go. He had to go because they had no money.
Oh wow, that would happen again.
Yeah. Playing both here and in Malaysia until his retirement with East Bengal, where he started his career in 2015. Bayachung made his debut for India in 1995 at the age of 19 also, scoring his first goal that same year to become India's youngest ever goal scorer.
Cool.
He would play in several tournaments, winning 8 of which, finding the net 27 times in 84 appearances, and playing 226 times at club level, scoring 123 goals. I think I know which way the wind's going to blow as soon as I read this out. He won 13 league titles,
Whoa.
12 domestic cups with Berry, yeah.
Wow.
12 domestic cups, 2 continental titles, 1 AFC Challenge Cup, 3 South Asian Championships, and twice runner-up, 1 South Asian Games, 2 Nehru Cups, I don't know what that is, 1 Afro-Asian Games silver medal, 1 LG Cup, given the Padma Shri. My
Shri. Padma Shri.
There you go. Okay. Also an Arjuna Award, named Player of the Year twice, AFC Challenge Cup MVP, and inducted into the Asian Football Hall of Fame.
Okay, that's a lot of accolades.
Yeah. That's why I said I have a feeling which way the wind's going to blow as soon as you
13 league titles. It's the Ryan Giggs of India, then, yeah?
Yeah. With 2 teams, basically. He just kept switching between 2 teams. They kept selling him back to each other, basically.
Strange, yeah.
Yeah, so discuss, ask questions. What are we thinking?
I mean, look, did you mention 5 names? 5 names, right?
There were 5 lists of players. Each one had like between 5 and 7 players on it. I chose the players that appeared on the most lists. So if you would like to know for reference, Pradeep Kumar Banerjee appeared on 4.
Right.
And Bayachung Bhutia, is that how you pronounce it? Yeah. He appeared on 3. So if that helps you in any way. So
right, so those are the 2 most popular.
Those were the 2 most popular across 5 lists. I could have checked more lists, but I could have been checking all day, basically.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. I chose 5 because that way it's not going to be an even number. They would appear. But yeah. So Pradeep was on 5 and Bayajung was on 3.
Oh, from all those names you mentioned, I could identify only Baichung Bhutia. Okay, he was known. Like right now we have Sunil Chetri. I don't know if you've heard of him. And then comes Baichung Bhutia before that. And no disrespect to all these legends of the Indian football back in those days, because I just don't know about that. They call me ignorant, I guess. I just don't know about that. Come on. Excuse me, I just came into football in like 2008.
No, we've had this discussion before that we like players that in English players like that came before our time. We're like, well, we've been told that they're great and we've seen the statistics, but you never see them play yourself. You can't really.
There's only so much you can.
Yeah. So we don't hold that against you. I mean, I've never seen either of these players play, so but that's the whole point of the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is not about like. I just want to choose the biggest players. Ronaldo, Messi, Zidane, Figo, name who's the best? Pele, Maradona. Although we did do that.
Yeah, we have.
But I didn't want it to just be that. I wanted it to be like, no, because there are players like from around the world that you might not have heard of, but are great where they're from. Like there was the player from Indonesia that we spoke about that could have come to play for Europe, like Real Madrid and Arsenal wanted to sign him. He turned them both down because he didn't want to leave Malaysia. I think it was Malaysia, actually. He didn't want to leave. He was like, no, I'll get homesick. I don't want to leave my home. Doesn't mean he wasn't a good player. Just means that he didn't leave home, so we never heard of him, So that's I don't begrudge people for not knowing about it, is what I'm trying to, the long and the short. So don't feel bad.
Okay.
Also, putting all that into context, I would just say, stick my man Baiching Bhutia in. Kick him in. Put him up right now. Push him right now. Go for it.
Well, that all comes down to Tom. Which way does Tom want to lean?
Well, I'm going to make things interesting. And the whole Olympic thing swung me. I was getting to the semi-finals of the Olympics.
Semi-finals of the Olympics and scored an equaliser
scoring against France. That's pretty...
When half the team had no shoes.
Yeah, but that's pretty impressive, really. So that swung me the way of Pradeep.
So you've gone Pradeep. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Always comes down to me. Why does it always come down?
It doesn't always.
It's not supposed to come down to me. I'm the host, damn it. Honestly, I'm surprised by that. I genuinely thought you would have gone with Bayachung as well because of the amount that he won.
Right.
The titles that he won.
I think if he played for an English team that was more successful than Berry, then that might have swung.
Still, only the second player.
That might have swung my opinion a little bit.
Only the second player to ever play in Europe.
Yeah, but
the first player, by the way, was also one of the players on the list.
Oh, okay.
But he only appeared on 2, so that's why I didn't include him. He played for Celtic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know that guy. I know there was an Indian. I was going to ask you. There was a player who played for the Celtics.
I cannot
his name?
remember
Do we
his
have his
name
name?
now. No, I can't remember it now. If I find it again, I will. I'll put it in the description.
See, Celtic's more impressive than Berry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, once upon a time, Berry would have been a big team.
Well, in the early 1900s.
In the early 1800s, 1900s, there would have been a big team then. But
not recently.
And there was another player who was Tottenham wanted to sign apparently.
Oh, okay.
But again, same thing. He didn't want to leave India. He
I don't think he can't have been very good at Tottenham wanted him.
Ooh, but Tottenham in the 60s, man.
Oh, in the 60s, okay.
Yeah, like it's, thank you very much.
Yeah, okay.
Tottenham in the 60s were a very good side. Thank you. We wanted to sign him, but he again just didn't want to leave India. So some players just don't want to go. Some players don't.
Understandable.
I mean, I'm with you on the Olympics, and I mean he won an Asian Games gold medal as well.
Player of the century as well, right?
Player of the century, yeah.
Yeah.
2 lifetime awards, something. 2
Two lifetime achievement awards. Yeah.
Not bad for one person. Yeah.
But 13 league titles, man. I mean, ooh.
Look, if it helps you, they weren't the most competitive leagues.
No, I get that, but again, we're not trying to. I don't want to belittle leagues by saying that, because I mean Pele never played outside of Brazil, for instance, so that was a big discussion on that topic. Who's better, Pele or Maradona? Maradona played in Europe, but Pele wasn't ever allowed to. That's the difference, So, I mean,
see, this always amuses me.
This is why you like doing it, isn't it?
Yeah, because the fact that this scenario has not come into your head is hilarious to me.
I don't know why it never does. I never consider this. I always think, there'll be a consensus. And there never is. I am going to go with...
Drum roll, please.
Bayachung Bhutia, I think.
Okay, man.
Do you know what? I was just looking at it, and do you know what swayed me? In that? Is that Pradeep only won 1 domestic league title. in the same league that Bayern won 13.
Okay, well, I would have been happy to
So-
win one league title. But,
Yeah, no, me too. But, like... And also, international football is a lot different now and in the 90s than it was in the 30s.
Yeah.
So...
50s, I guess.
50s, sorry, 50s, yeah. 50s. But yeah, I mean, if you look at when the first World Cup was, and, you get...
1930.
Was it Sweden got to the final, was it?
No. They got to the final in 38, in 58.
58.
They got to the final because they're the hosts.
Yeah. And then, Uruguay won 2 World Cups.
They did, yeah.
And, now they struggle to even get out of their group most of the time, So I think that judging on that, I don't think that you can necessarily hold the two in regards, Olympic Games is impressive.
No, France had a pretty good team in the 50s. So...
Well, I've already made my decision.
You made your decision.
Don't make me second guess myself because I will go back on myself and guess again all day. So, let's move on from that. So, Bayachang Bhutia, congratulations on joining the esteemed,
the elite club.
Maradona is never gonna be in this.
But Dennis Bergkamp is.
But Dennis Bergkamp is.
Dennis Bergkamp is in the Hall of Fame.
This is an elite.
That's all that matters.
Elite choice. I would ask you to induct him into the Hall of Fame, but I know that you don't speak any other language than English, so I'm not going to ask you to bother doing that. I asked Danny to induct our what was he? Kuwaiti player, yeah. And he did, because he could speak another language, but you are a disappointment to your parents, and I know that you can't speak any other language.
I know.
Goodness me.
Right, well, we're going to wrap the podcast up now, but if you are watching on the stream, we are going to start discussing about the England game, and we're going to turn over to watch that, and we're going to be watching it and streaming it live with you.
Yes, we will do that.
But yes, if you are listening on the podcast, this will be the end of the podcast. So I would like to thank you for joining me, Tom.
Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. And Varun, good debut. How did it feel?
Feels great. So I look forward to a few more,
Yeah, hopefully. Let's we can only hope that you actually show up on time next time.
Oh, ouch.
We are not very famous for that. Bear with me.
Well, thank you for joining me on the podcast anyway. It's nice speaking to you.
Thank you guys.
And from me, whatever team you're supporting this weekend, I hope that they don't do as well as Tottenham. Thank you very much.
You'll be gone without warning. All the best players have gone out on loan. You're getting sacked in the morning. And the contract will be paid off in full. Sacked in the morning. And there's plenty more clubs out on the pool. Sacked in the morning. Take it to the corner flag. No more questions from the local